Hello and welcome to Jamesville-DeWitt High School. My name is Tyler Aitken, and today we are here to watch the Section 3 girls lacrosse matchup between the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams and the West Genesee Wildcats. The Red Rams are coming off an impressive 20-3 senior night win here on Thursday night. The Red Rams have been on a roll recently. In their previous game before beating Cortland, they beat ESM 19-3. It's been a streaky season. They started with 4 losses and then came out the gate with 5 wins after that. So up and down, but they're currently sitting at a 7-5 record compared to the 9-4 record of the Wildcats. One thing to keep in mind today, the West Genesee Wildcats Class A, the JD Red Rams Class C. So certainly a David versus Goliath situation, but the Red Rams are not to be messed with, as they have had some impressive wins over the past season. In 2019, they had 3 members on the All-State team, Arissa Lux, Anna Dieroff, and Lindsay McLaughlin. So 2 storied lacrosse programs that are facing each other, both hungry for another win heading into the sectional tournament. Some key players to watch from each side today. Riley Gonzalez of the West Genesee Wildcats. She has 17 goals and 13 assists. She's a junior. And also from West Genesee is 8th grader Allie Hanlon. 94 saves on the season, 80 goals allowed. That's an impressive stat line from someone who hasn't even reached high school yet. And she will be looking to extend that to 100 saves today if she has the type of day she wants. On the Red Rams side of things, we have Everly Kessler, who has a staggering 46 goals and 14 assists. She has been the key cog for the Red Rams offense this season, scoring upwards of 5 and 6 goals per game. So look for the offense to flow through her and her fellow teammate Kaylee McKenna, 35 goals and 20 assists. She typically plays behind the cage in that X formation, and the Red Rams will give it to her and let her get to work, distributing the ball throughout that impressive offense. So the teams are huddling up, getting ready for that first half of the game. As we've seen in several of the past games this season, if you've been watching here on JDTV, both teams usually, especially the Red Rams, take a little bit in that first half to evaluate what their opponents are doing. They'll keep it slow on offense and really try to read that opposing defense. But then once they figure out whatever that defense is doing, they will attack hard, they will attack quick, and they won't stop for the rest of the game. So right now we're going to take a look at the stick checks from the referee, making sure that none of the sticks are too deep. In stadium, we're going to do the introductions of the starting lineups, so we will be back on air in just a few minutes. Do not go away.
Enjoy the game. Now, for the starting lineups, we'll be visiting West Genesee Wildcats. At attack, number 2, Grace Denner. At attack, number 4, Courtney Reynolds. At midfield, number 5, Ava Klopfer. At midfield, number 6, Reese Pagan. At midfield, number 7, Sophia Scaldoni. At midfield, number 8, Allie Major. On defense, number 14, Jasmine Murray. At attack, number 17, Riley Gonzalez. At midfield, number 19, Gabby Meager. At defense, number 20, Cece Sidorovsky. At attack, number 21, Olivia Blanding. And in goal, number 0, Allie Hanlon. Now, the starting lineups for our own Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. At attack, number 2, Kate Wilcox. On defense, number 3, Francesca Churko. At midfield, number 7, Lily Lowengood. At attack, number 10, Everly Kessler. At midfield, number 12, Brooke Bork. On defense, number 13, Lindsay Hildren. At midfield, number 14, Sydney Gallatin. On attack, number 15, Kate Barclay. On defense, number 21, Teresa Grosso. On defense, number 23, Courtney Keogh. At attack, number 24, Kaylee McKenna. And in goal, number 1, Skylar Constantino. We now ask you to rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
The starting lineups have been announced, the national anthem has been played, and we are ready to play some lacrosse. Both teams huddling up one last time. And we've got a pretty solid home crowd here. We've been getting more and more fans at each games, and it's been great to feel the rumble beneath my feet in the press box after some amazing goals from this JD team. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of that today. So in the face-off circle, we'll see number 10 from the Red Rams, Everly Kessler, and number 14, Jasmine Murray from the West Genesee Wildcats. And Sydney Ballatin will come away with it for the Red Rams. Kessler has always done a solid job in the face-off circle, and that could be a big help for the Red Rams today. They need as many opportunities on offense as they can get. And as I was saying before the game, the Red Rams like to take their time at the beginning of the game, circulate the ball around the outside, try to find those weak spots in the Wildcats defense. Kessler's going to get it inside, double teamed. Walks right around them. And that was a heck of a goal from Kessler. Let's take another look. Caught in a quick double team, runs right around them. Gets a fairly open shot, and that was exactly what the Red Rams needed to start this game. Kessler just so dynamic on offense. That's her 47th goal of the year. The Wildcats are going to have to figure out how they can slow her down if they want a chance in today's game. This one's going to go to Murray, equalizing 1-1 apiece on those face-offs. Now that Red Rams defense will get a chance to show off what they've done all season, allowing just 5 goals in the past 2 games. And it seems as though West Genesee is going to provide a little bit more of a challenge. That was a quick goal from number 8, Allison Major. She found a little bit of a slot between the 2 defenders on the Rams and was able to get a pretty simple goal. 2 quick goals, 1 from each team. If it keeps going like this, we might have a shootout on our hands. And this one will go to the Rams. Lily Lowenguth is the one that comes away with it. So McKenna has the ball. Worked a bit outside the cage, and it looks like we've got a little bit of a 2-person game between her and Kessler. Oh my goodness. Kessler popped it over to McKenna, who had an underhand toss into the goal. And that was beautiful teamwork between those 2 stars on the JD offense. And after some physicality, the Red Rams will win that face-off on a penalty call. Lowenguth is going to take her time. She has plenty of space to operate. Wilcox gets it over to Ballatin. And they're going to get it behind the cage to Lowenguth. Rams working it around the outside like they did on that first possession. Barclay gets a shot in the middle. And the Wildcats will take possession. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Sidorovsky drops it, and now the Red Rams have three defenders all the way on Quinn. The Red Rams did a good job pressuring West Jenny, but they're going to push through and start an offensive rotation here. Reynolds gets it behind the cage. Looked like a good poke there from Lily Lowenguth, but they're going to call a penalty on that. Tough call for the Rams, but all is well as the Rams get the steal and another penalty called. Now they are pushing the ball up the field. Lots of whistles here in this past 30 seconds, but the Red Rams are the team with the ball. Ballatin forced to pull the ball back out outside, gets it to Bort, then Kessler. And are now in that all-familiar spot of McKenna holding the ball behind the cage, where she has been very dangerous from all season. And Kessler gets her second goal of the game. Kessler and McKenna's teamwork has been just so phenomenal today, each assisting a goal for the other. And they are going to be the key to victory if the Red Rams come away with a W today. And the Wildcats take that much-needed face-off. Now down 2 goals. A good spin move there by Gonzalez. And she is fouled. And Gonzalez makes the most of it, scoring a goal. Let's take another look. The Ram defenders just couldn't pinch in enough to stop that goal. 3-2. And the Wildcats get another chance to score here. Reynolds pushing the ball up quick. And what a save by Constantino. The Rams needed that one to stop the swing of momentum that was heading right towards the Wildcats' side of favor. And that's an unfortunate turnover for the Rams, who had a great stop and are now giving the ball right back to the Wildcats. Scialdone tried to push through a few defenders. That did not work for her. But an insane spin move from number 11, Halen Cerrone. And that will equalize the game. Spun right past a few defenders and pinged that top right corner to make it a 3-3 ball game. Six goals scored in just over 6 minutes. It has been an intense and high-scoring game so far, which has made this very entertaining to watch. The West Jenny takes a third straight face-off. West Jenny working the ball around again, like to move the ball around right behind the goal. And it worked.
Wildcat goal by number 19, Gabby Meager.
19, Gabby Meager is the one who ends up with that. Just right at the bottom of the goal. Nothing Constantino could do about it. And that's 3 straight goals from the Wildcats. The Red Rams really need to make a push here. With how much scoring has been in this game, you can see how easily the momentum can swing back and forth. Good effort there by Bort. And she'll be checked out of bounds, so the Rams will retain possession. Bort operating between multiple defenders, pushing it up. The Rams have a fast break opportunity right over the goal. And now West Jenny will get the ball back. Detter has room to run. Finds Cerrone inside. And that's a foul. That goes just over. Good defense by the Rams. But West Genesee gets to keep it. A solid defensive rotation by the Red Rams stops another goal. And a good save from Constantino gives Red Rams possession. Lauren Parker came up with a aggressive rebound. And that gives Red Rams potentially a fast break opportunity here. Grosso gets the ball over to Kessler. Works in between 3 defenders. And Barclay there to catch the errant pass, keeping the Red Rams in control. McKenna to Barclay. Back to McKenna. A spin. She doesn't have anything, pulls it out. Kessler well outside the goal. But the Rams continue to play aggressively here, pushing, trying to just overwhelm Hanlon with shots that eventually, hopefully, she lets one in. Lowenguth forced back by this pretty physical Wildcats defense. Bort recovers the ball for the Rams. A few sloppy passes here, but they've been lucky to hold on to the ball. McKenna going fast inside. And that ties the game at four goals apiece. McKenna moved fast inside. And the ball went just past the stretched out stick of Hanlon. 4-4. And Teresa Grosso took the face off and easily won it for the Rams. You don't see her too much in the face-off ring, but that was exactly what the Red Rams needed. Bort has the ball up top, looks in both directions. Gives it to Lowenguth. McKenna has it in the X. Right over to Lowenguth. Just too much defense in her face to do anything with it. It was a great pass from McKenna. And good defense by 13, Lindsay Hildreth. Picks up the ball, gets fouled, and now the Rams have it again. And that's something you don't like to see if you're head coach for the Rams, Stephanie Rice. A turnover with the ball in enemy territory. That gives away a scoring opportunity. Good aggressive defense by the Red Ram attackers. However, West Genesee escapes, and that's Catherine Long pushing the ball up to Courtney Reynolds. A bit of an aggressive play there by Constantino trying to steal the ball out of the crease, but she finds her way back in goal. Reynolds over to Detter. Scialdone has it up top. Some quick cuts there from West Genesee, but Constantino makes the save. Risky pass above a few defenders. But Courtney Keogh tracks down the ball, gets it over to Sydney Ballatin. The Red Rams come out of that possession unscathed. Another checking foul called on West Jenny. Both teams here unafraid to play a little bit scrappy. Kessler was looking for Ballatin inside. Too far of a pass to make without being interrupted by the Wildcats defense. And that's the benefit of having 3 attackers for the Rams who play hard defense when the ball is turned over. They can force steals that give them extra offensive possessions, which is always helpful. The Rams get it back to McKenna, who gets it over to Barclay. They're taking their time here, not wanting to waste a possession that they stole from the Wildcats. But they do. They're going to say that goes off of Barclay and give it to the Wildcats. I don't know about that one. But Murray's going to work her way down the field after that questionable call. Foul called. Detter has a chance to score. And she does. Grace Detour bounces it into the goal. Just got the very end. And I believe we are on a mask break. Either a mask break or a timeout, regardless. We'll take our first pause of the game. It's close, 5-4. Wildcats leading. We've seen some great offense from both teams and some great saves from both goalies. Both teams need to clean up their passing a little bit, though. That's been the main issue, giving away possessions when you really need to capitalize and take that chance to score. Looking at the series history between these two teams, it's been back and forth, but the last matchup in 2019, early season matchup, April 6th, JD lost 11-10. That was one of their only losses in that 2019 season, where they made it all the way to the state semifinals. So West Jenny taking that victory by 1 point, and now West Jenny up by 1 goal again today. So both of these teams have played similar opponents, but that's not typically what you'd see when you're looking at a matchup between a Class A school and a Class C school. The Red Rams really challenging themselves with this schedule, taking on teams like Baldwinsville, Auburn, just bigger schools that they're not used to playing. Very similar opponents to the ones that West Jenny has seen. Both of them lost to Baldwinsville early this season. Both of them losing to these bigger schools, but the Red Rams in a class of their own, a much smaller school, taking on these giants like West Jenny, taking on these giants like Baldwinsville. And that's reflected in the record, a couple of very close, tough losses to schools that outsize them by a lot. And we'll see a draw here. Kessler from the Red Rams. And that looks like Catherine Long. Pardon me, Julia Miller from West Jenny. And that was a quick goal from the West Genesee Wildcats, making it 6-4. Julia Miller taking no time to waste. Receives that pass and just snipes it into the goal, taking a 6-4 lead. As we see another draw between Long and Kessler. And Kessler takes it herself, immediately hit in the head. So a quick foul there, and the Rams retain possession. Ballatin has it for the Rams. Now Barclay in the corner. And McKenna behind the cage. She's done some damage from there today. Good defense by Klepfer. Forces her out. Really good defense all around from the Wildcats. Kessler was double teamed, now quadruple teamed. And West Genesee takes possession. Cerrone will dart down the field with the ball. With a tight passing window, Reynolds took that. And now West Jenny's circulating. And another foul. This will put Julia Miller in position to potentially score a goal here. And what a save from Skylar Constantino. Miller looked like she had every opportunity to score there, and Constantino took that right away. Grosso works the ball up. Forced to pass it all the way across the field. But Ballatin pushes up to Bort, and it seems like the Rams finally have safe possession of that ball. But it's quickly turned over. 19 Meager was the one coming away with the steal. And now 21 Olivia Blanding is going to slow down and wait for her fellow attackers to come up. Meager has it up top, comes in, shoots, and another amazing save by Constantino. She's been a brick wall these past few minutes. Bort being sandwiched between a few Wildcats. And eventually, Gonzalez comes away with it. Wildcats again, working the ball behind the cage. Trying to figure out how to crack this Rams defense and get the ball past Constantino, which has been an issue for the past couple of minutes. Some hard-nosed defense puts the ball on the ground. And another amazing save by Constantino. She's been the rock of this JD team in this second segment of the first half. Keogh drops that pass from Constantino, giving the Wildcats another chance here to score. And it seems as though Scialdone tripped and fell, but they're going to call that a foul, giving her a chance to score. And she does. 7-4, Wildcats lead. Let's take another look. And we have another timeout. Red Rams looking to collect themselves, up 3-1. But the Wildcats have gone on a 6-1 run in the past 10 or so minutes since then. A few dropped passes on offense by the Rams. A few tough fouls, on the inside on their defensive end. And all of a sudden, West Genny taking a 3-goal lead here. So Coach Rice over there for the Red Rams trying to talk some fury into her team. Constantino is doing all she can in the goal, making several good saves over the past few minutes, but the Wildcats have been getting shot after shot off, and eventually one is going to go in every once in a while. So I'd say the biggest issue right now for the Rams is retaining possession. If they can hold on to the ball for longer, that means more opportunities for them, less opportunities for the Wildcats. So with 5 minutes left, there's plenty of time for the Red Rams to work their way back into a closer game. But there's also several minutes left for the Wildcats to extend their lead. So these next 5 or 4 minutes will be vital to the outcome of this game. So the Rams really need to win this draw, and they need to hold on to that ball. 4 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. It will be Kessler versus Murray on the draw. That's been the primary matchup this game. Kessler pops it up. Ballatin came up with it. But they're going to call a foul and give possession to the Wildcats. You heard you heard an audible groan from the fans, disappointed with that call. And now another foul called. Blanding has a chance to score. And she does. An unfortunate series of events. 2 fouls called on the Rams in quick succession. Makes it an 8-4 game. The Wildcats really favoring that right side of the goal where they've been having the most success. And this time, Ballatin coming away with it with no whistles blown. Grosso has room to run with it. But again, this hard-nosed physical defense from West Genesee often forcing the Red Rams to pull the ball out. Not this time, though. That was number 13, Lindsay Hildreth. Unafraid of that hard defense. Pushes right through a few defenders. And that'll make it 8-5. Impressive play from Hildreth and exactly what the Red Rams needed. That one went far. And it seems as though Balton might have misread where that ball was going. Miller has it. Drops it. Has it again. Wildcats, another errant pass. Kessler pushing to get there. And she's the first one there. Has open space. 3-on-2 situation for the Rams. McKenna thought about it. Decided she didn't have the angle. Might have gotten the ball a little too late. Though the Rams are probably just happy to have the ball on that great steal by Kessler. McKenna to Kessler. You've been hearing that all day. Kessler looks to drive inside and stopped by number 5, Eva Kleffer. The Rams taking their time on this possession, but Hildreth gets it. She scored that last goal, and she gets another one. 2 straight goals by Lindsay Hildreth. Again, almost sandwiched between a few defenders, but pings that top right corner to make it just a 2-goal game. Hildreth being a spark plug for this Red Rams team after being down 4 goals, now just down 2, with the momentum swinging in the Red Rams' favor. Balloton and Lowenguth working together to take that draw for the Red Rams. Balloton has it. Over to Barclay in the corner. And McKenna has it in the X. Thinks about going both ways and pulls back. A minute remaining in this first half. Lowenguth works between a few defenders, hits the top bar, and she gets back up and scores the goal. And that's what I call perseverance. Lily Lowenguth ends up on the ground, gets back up, gets the pass, and scores that goal. Let's take another look, if I'm able to. And seemingly having some quick technical errors. And there we go. So 8-7, but just look at that perseverance from Lone Guth on the ground, gets back up. And it is a 1-goal game with just 50 seconds left. This draw won by the Wildcats. Number 21, Olivia Blanding, tried to sling that in from way outside. Went well past the goal. And what a save from Constantino. And another save from Constantino. 2 straight saves. The Rams defense on fire, being a brick wall here. 10 seconds left in the half. West Genesee might have one last shot here. 4, 3, and another save. A trifecta of saves by number 1, Skylar Constantino. Stops the West Genesee Wildcats from scoring at the end of this half. It is 8-7. West Genesee leading, but the Red Rams having scored 3 goals in the last few minutes. This has been a great ball game. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back for the second half in just 7 minutes. And we are back with this Section 3 matchup, Red Rams versus Wildcats. It has been an absolute shootout so far, 8-7. Lots of great goals by both teams. And that is the first draw of the second half. Reese Pagan did a great job extending for that pass. But the ball goes away. Courtney Keogh making a great stop on defense, and the Red Rams take possession. Hildreth sandwiched between multiple Wildcats defenders, and the ball is stripped away. Pagan takes it, gets it over to her teammate, but Hildreth, who had just had the ball stolen from her, gets that steal for the Rams. Sloppy start to the second half by both teams. And Hildreth is fouled, so the Red Rams hold on to it for at least a little bit longer. But if neither of these teams can get a handle on these passes, nobody is going to hold on to the ball for that long. Bort dropped it, but finds the ball, and Lone Goose has it now. Bort stumbles, spin move, shoots and scores, but there was a whistle blown. A foul was called before she was able to get that ball into the net. She shoots just wide. Rams still have it. And she probably would have rathered that the refs didn't call that foul. The Rams will have to settle with retaining possession. Lone Goose trucks the defender. And I believe they called a charge. Just like in basketball, whoever gets to the spot first is the one that comes away with the ball, and that's going to be West Genesee. But respect the physicality. Lone Goose, really the only Red Ram attacker who doesn't weave around the defense. She goes right through him. A very tough player that the Rams are happy to have. Blanding and Gonzalez go back and forth. Another great save. Skylar Constantino. Possibly the MVP of the Rams, for today at least. Single-handedly stopping that intense West Jenny attack. Lone Goose breaks that pass up. West Jenny holds on to it, though. They're going to call that a foul on Lone Goose. Keogh and Belton work together to stop a few attacks. And another save, Skylar Constantino. You've been hearing me say that all day, and you're going to keep hearing me say it. She's playing out of her mind, stopping almost every shot that comes in her direction. She's like a magnet. Wilcox has it behind the cage. Now Lowenguth has it. Back and forth between the two. Shots off target. Rams retain possession. And we are getting word from the away game today, the JD boys varsity lacrosse team also taking on West Jenny. And they won 15-10. Which is an impressive win from a Class C school against a Class A school. The boys team in this JD program having an impressive season. Despite the best efforts of the Red Ram attackers, West Jenny swings it through all the way around the field. And now it ends up behind the JD goal. Broken up by Lowenguth. Ball's on the ground. And Red Rams have the ball. A little bit of a check by Major goes uncalled. Barclay weaving in and out of a few defenders. She's getting sandwiched by 4 West Genesee defenders. Bort now ends up with the ball in a little bit of space until she is hacked from behind. That was number 7, Sophia Scaldoni. And Bort is on the ground a little bit shaken up. Bort up on her feet, a little shaken up, but seems to be okay. After a short pause, we're back underway. Wilcox on the left wing. McKenna has it. Forced out again. A little bit of a hesitation move. Gets it over to Kessler. And a foul was called. Kessler has been great in this situation all season, scoring lots of goals when she has this chance to attack and set up. Hesitates. Goes a little over the goal. And now McKenna has it. McKenna finds space, operates on her own, and ties the game at 8 goals apiece. It was 8-4 with just a few minutes remaining in the first half, and now, about 8 minutes into the second half, it is tied up. McKenna scores her 3rd goal of the game in dramatic fashion, tying it all up. Kessler pops it up. Ends up with Cerrone, who gets fouled and holds on to it. Julia Miller walking around the periphery. Heck of a spin move there by Meager. And a foul is called. Meager has a chance to score. And she does. After some insane play in goal by Constantino, she finally lets one through. And West Jenny takes their lead back, 9-8 now. That was Meager's 18th goal of the season. Taking advantage of that foul by the Red Rams. And now Meager, Cerrone picks up that face-off, but makes an inaccurate pass. And Courtney Keogh takes it inbounds for the Red Rams. Constantino patient, looking for the right pass. Parker finds Lowenguth in the midst of a few West Jenny defenders. Wilcox pushes it up the field. And Cerrone does a good job of stopping that fast break opportunity of the Rams. Lowenguth. A diving shot to tie the game up. That's her third goal of the game. McKenna finds a seemingly impossible pass, and Lowenguth, surrounded by 3 defenders, slides it past Hanlon to tie this game at 9 goals apiece. West Genesee wins that draw. And Major gets it to Gonzalez behind the goal. Solid defense by the Rams. And Constantino back to her usual self, getting that spectacular save. Wilcox outruns a few Wildcats defenders. Hesitation. Lowenguth wide open. And Lowenguth scores, giving the Red Rams a 10-9 lead. Let's take another look. Wilcox, hesitation move. Lowenguth was wide open. Great vision by Kate Wilcox to find Lowenguth for that goal. And there, after taking a few losses on draws, the Rams finally win one. But quickly turn it over. Lowenguth loses possession and commits a quick foul on Miller. Gonzalez working the right side. Churko plays some solid defense on Caroline Major, who's forced to get it out to Cerrone. Cerrone finds, I believe that was Gabrielle Meager inside. Correct me if I'm wrong. Cerrone found Meager in space, a nice high pass, and that'll tie the game at 10 goals apiece. Ten goals apiece, going back and forth. This is what you like to see if you like watching lacrosse. Good passes. Nice goals, great saves. It's been an all-around great game from everyone on this field. A little bit of a scrum. And Kessler comes away with it. Kessler collapsed inside in between several defenders. I saw the flag come out. I didn't see it thrown. Regardless, that's a foul called, and Kessler is in a situation she knows all too well this season. I believe that hit the post of the goal. Unlucky break for the Rams. And now West Jenny is sprinting up the field. Detour. Pass to Scaldoni. And what a save by Constantino. And now Grosso ends up with the ball. Drops to the ground. But Ballatin there to clean it up for the Rams. Sprinting up the field is Ballatin. Fakes one way, goes another. Good save there by Allie Hanlon. We've seen some spectacular saves by the goalies of both teams, Hanlon and Constantino, certainly making the opposing attackers work hard for what they get here. Ball ends up on the ground. Bort collecting the garbage that had fallen to the ground there. Looks around, not really knowing where to go. Eventually finds Wilcox, and the ball ends up in McKenna's hands behind the goal. McKenna's had a very nice game today. 3 goals, 2 assists, being a nice funnel for the attention of the Wildcats defense. Lowenguth looks for a few passing opportunities, holds on to it, gets it back to McKenna. The Red Rams not really seeing any openings here to move. And someone might have ran through the goal circle, but Lowenguth will be given possession. A somewhat unusual call there, but the Rams will take it, use it as a chance to take a shot. Lowenguth falling, misses it. McKenna will take it in for the Rams. Jamesville-DeWitt moving very slowly on this possession, not wasting time or wasting opportunities, wanting to look for the right shot. Spin by McKenna. Nothing there. Circles around the goal. And still, that's great defense from Scaldoni. And now Lowenguth has it. One-on-one opportunity. Works past her defender, and that is a goal from the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. 11-10, JD. Lowenguth takes Pagan one-on-one and hits that top area of the goal. 11-10. Lowenguth scoring her 4th goal of the game. We've got a timeout. In the first half, it looked as though the game might be getting out of hand. The Wildcats had all the momentum in the world, up 4 goals. But Lindsay Hildreth scored 2 quick goals, acting as a spark plug for the Rams. It was 8-6. Then it was 8-8, and all of a sudden the Red Rams are leading 11-10. The ball movement has been fantastic by both teams, but especially the Red Rams finding some wide open shots inside. Eighth grader Allie Hanlon has been doing a good job today. She's had 94 saves on the season entering today's game, and faced with the tough task of stopping this brilliant Red Rams attack. And she's done a good job for the most part, but Lowenguth overwhelming her on that last shot. And this win would potentially be the game of the season for the Red Rams. Class C versus Class A school. West Jenny taking down several great opponents this year like FM and Liverpool. And this is certainly showing some growth from the Red Rams. They opened up the season against bigger schools like Baldwinsville and Auburn. It was a brutal start to the schedule. They lost 15-9 to Baldwinsville, 20-7 against Auburn, but now they've put in some work over the course of the season, and now facing a bigger school like West Jenny, they've shown how much they've grown since those first few games. You can hear the crowd getting louder as the Red Rams have this lead. But the Wildcats still winning that draw battle 12-10. And they will circulate on offense looking to equalize this game. Major has it. Parker pushing her back. And that was a goal by West Genesee. I don't have that on replay. But 23, Caroline Major, falling, being pushed by multiple defenders, ties it up 11-11. That was a heck of a goal and a heck of an effort by Major for her 2nd goal of the day. There was a little bit of confusion. Some people were unsure if she had entered the crease, but apparently not. 11-11. Violation on the draw. West Jenny takes it. Not what the Red Rams wanted at all. They want to clean up that draw game, being down 13-10 in that regard, and that's typically a great indicator of who's going to win the game. It's who can give themselves the most opportunities on offense. And Constantino. Another great stop by her. The Wildcats keep it, but Constantino is stopping everything that comes her way and keeping the Red Rams in this game. Only so much she can do there. Julia Miller moving along the right side. And that will give West Jenny a 12-11 lead. Miller took that from way outside. And they're going to have to redo this one. Grosso in there. She's gotten some more action today than she's seen all season on the draws. Typically, Kessler's been taking that role for the Red Rams. But Grosso's won a few of them today, so they'll trust Grosso to try to finally win one and be a spark plug for the offense. Maybe third time's the charm here. That's the second redo we've had to do. And this one will stay. Ball bouncing between multiple players on each team. Grosso ends up with it after several seconds, several dropped balls. Grosso, who is initially on the draw, is the one who ends up with it. The team's finally calming down from that hectic 15-second stretch of fighting for the ball. Ballatin pushes to the middle, and she was hit high. Her goggles come off there in the process. No card awarded. A little surprised by that, but Ballatin still has a chance to score here from the line. And no, what a save, Allie Hanlon. Keeping composure as an 8th grader on varsity. Detour slows it down for the Wildcats. Miller looks at Bort, decides not to attack. Lone Gooth almost had a steal. Several defenders coming to help for the Rams. And force Miller out. Constantino saves that with her body. And Lindsay Hildreth ended up with it, almost knocked down. Red Ram ball. Hildreth being pushed by a few defenders. She can't catch a break. Grosso pushes through, loses control, picks it back up. And she's getting attacked from all sides. Pinched between Murray and Detour. And now Detour has it. Red Rams sprinting back on defense. The Wildcats have numbers. And good stop there from Hildreth to finally slow down the Wildcats. Ball well over the head of Meager. Bort could not get to it in time, though. From way outside, Cerrone shoots. And well outside the periphery of the goal. Still Wildcats ball. But wow, 3 minutes left, and this has been a heck of a game. Wildcats up 12-11. Looking to extend that lead to 2 goals, and there we go. Number 6, Reese Pagan. Comes in on the right wing and hits that top left corner. It is 13-11. So with under 3 minutes to go, the Red Rams down 2 goals. Time becomes a factor here. They can't take their time. They have to start working quickly and with some urgency. Seemed as though there might be a push, but we're just going to go with a reset on the draw. Ball goes up. Lone Guth ends up on the ground, and Murray has the ball. Red Rams need to play aggressively here. Down 2 goals, no time to waste. Under 2:30 to go. Detour holds on to it, not really pressured too much by the Red Rams. Allison Major gets it over to her sister, Caroline Major. Got that sister-to-sister dynamic on the team. And a shooting space call will give Scaldoni the ball. So it will be a shooting space call. The Wildcats will get it when we come back from this timeout. So 13-11, minute 33 left. The Red Rams really need to play aggressively. They allowed the Wildcats to burn a whole minute working the ball around the outside. They need a steal, a score, and another score. So the urgency and tension building on that Red Rams sideline. You can see from here how intensely Coach Rice is talking to her team. They need to play a little bit more aggressively on defense, and they can't waste time on offense. They've got a lot of firepower. McKenna with 3 goals, 2 assists. Lowenguth with 4 goals. Hildreth with 2 really quick goals. And same with Everly Kessler. So they've got options on offense. They need to find someone and trust them to go up and score a goal. So this could be a major turning point of the game. I believe Scaldoni is going to have the ball when the whistle is blown. And Constantino has the world on her shoulders. She really needs to come up with a save here. Constantino's been a rock on defense all day. Several spectacular saves. And here's her time to prove that talent she has. Get a stop and give your team a chance to get back in this game. And Scaldoni pulls it out, probably smartly. They're going to add some time on the clock. We'll get it fixed in studio in a minute, but 1:34 left. Pardon me, 1:29 left. Regardless, Scaldoni pulled it out to try to waste some more time and wind that clock down even more. So the Red Rams desperate to get a stop now. Intense defense there by Parker, not enough to push the ball out. And they call a charge. Number 6, Pagan, called for a charge, and the Red Rams now have the ball. Courtney Keogh, senior and leader of this team, takes a charge, which is just what the Red Rams needed. Minute 11 remaining. Hildreth has room to run, being chased down by 3 defenders, but the Red Rams have a 3-on-2 opportunity. Hildreth being pushed. And what a save. Allie Hanlon keeping composure with the game on the line. Gets just the stop that the Wildcats needed. And just 40 seconds left. The Rams need a lucky break or two. But the Wildcats moving nice and slow on offense, working the clock just like they need to. Check is called with 12 seconds left. And it was a great effort. Oh, wow. And the Wildcats see an opportunity and extend that lead. 14-11. Number 2, Grace Detour ends up with that final goal of the game. So 14-11 with 4 seconds left should be the final score. It was a great effort by the Red Rams today. Constantino had a great game in goal. Several very impressive saves. Ball goes up. And the horn blows. So that will be a Wildcat victory today. At the end of the day, their defense was just a little too much for the Red Rams offense, who in those last few minutes couldn't get the last equalizing the goal they needed, and they pulled away for a 14-11 victory. So an impressive showing by the Red Rams, but just not enough. 3 goals and 2 assists from McKenna, the leading stat line, but Skylar Constantino, the MVP of the day for the Rams. Again, not enough. Wildcats victory. And both of these teams showing some impressive work as they head into sectionals over the next few weeks. As always, thank you for tuning in to JDTV. We appreciate you coming out and watching us. And as my broadcasting partner and today the cameraman, Sam Gelfand, always says, have a great day wherever you may be. Thank you and goodbye.